Globalization is ruining the rich countries. Rich countries have laws that regard compliance and regulation. The purpose of these, with blood-won laws, is to protect the consumers and citizens against the corruption of the business and political elite. This is one of the indicators of an industrialized and liberal democratic system. Sure, the system is not perfect, mostly because of weak enforcement and lazy consumer citizens, but it functions. The question is how much the government is permitted to cheat, repress, and oppress the citizens. The third world countries may have legacy laws on the books, but we all know that they do not function even close to resemble anything other than a failed state, kleptocracy, rhizome state, gangster state, and, other stuff. They are a total joke and we all know it. How can a first world businessman escape compliance and regulation issues? Well, just establish your business overseas. You can also create parallel stock markets to put pressure on the regulated stock markets in the first world. As you reduce compliance, regulation, and labor costs, you can trade your business worth and food and flood other markets with inferior and dangerous goods at the same price as the first world price. Why? Because they can. Westerners have died because of false medication produced in foreign countries with no regulation. Inferior quality is omnipresent, but what have the prices actually done? Sure, some goods are lower, but most are not. Just take a look. Anyway, the third world stock exchanges and labor supply undercut the first world mirror entities. And this way, you could pressure the first world legal establishment to reduce compliance and regulation in order to compete. Compete with third world riffraff, that is? So the first world reduces its standards and protections without increasing trade regulations to minimize them. So who wins? The rich businessmen and the third world. Who loses? The citizens and consumers of the wealthy first world. You keep pushing the developed economies to produce everything in archaic, anachronistic, and highly corrupt environments, and you will return to the pre-regulatory environment during your own industrialization process. And you will lose jobs, knowledge, lives, protection from your government, and business elite. Seems like a wise strategy to me.